Hey guys, I'm back for another video. I'm going to be doing my favorite brushes. So my holy grail brushes, this is what I use every single day to do my eye and face makeup. This is what I'm going to bring around with me if I'm going to travel or I'm going to be somewhere else. These are basically the brushes that I use and cannot live without, and I'll talk about a few of the main brushes out of all of these that I feel like are complete essentials. Like if you are on a budget or you only need a few, I'll let you know which ones, and I'll also let you know why I like them and what I use it for or how I use them. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into it. So I thought I would start off with face brushes because I felt like I have fewer face brushes and then we can really go into detail with the eyes. So I have my brushes in this just cute little cup. Let's start with, my beauty blender. So this is what I use to apply my foundation and my concealer, meaning my L'Oreal Pro Matte, so that's just all over my face and then sometimes down my neck. My Maybelline Fit Me in Light, just right here, and then sometimes down the nose and on the Cupid's bow. So I just use this to blend it all out. I normally use this side for concealer, and then I use the butt, or like the bigger side, for all over my face, and that works really, really well. And then I normally will set with this e.l.f. blush brush. I never use it for blush, but it's a great setting brush because I feel like it's just the right size. And if you look at it, it's kind of shaped like a tulip and it kind of tapers, but it's really, really great for setting powders or anything like that. Another one that's really good is the e.l.f. Kabuki face brush, which just looks like this. It's a very dense, fluffy brush, and that you can use to kind of set your entire face. I use it to wipe away the bake if I'm baking my face or anything like that. I'll also use this to apply the bake right here, and it works perfectly fine for that as well. So next I use this for contouring. This is the large angled contour by Sigma. This is the F40, so that's what it looks like, and it's just nice and angled and it's pretty thick. It starts thin and then it goes super thick up here, which I feel like is perfect for this area of the hollows of your cheekbones. And then if you need to move it up or down, there's less bristles so that it doesn't apply too much product and become too product heavy when you're applying it. It really just applies it in the area that you need it, and I feel like it does a really good job with blending out product as well. I always use it with powder. I use it with my Lorac Pro Contour Kit, which is my favorite right now, and I normally mix that medium contour shade with the Hoola bronzer from Benefit, and I'll just kind of go in like that and it applies really, really well. So after contour, I normally use blush, and my holy grail is Tarte Captivating Blush, and I use it with this Tarte brush. It doesn't have a name. I think it was a limited edition one, but I know they have another one that's similar. Anyway, with blush, you can pretty much use anything, so it's not that big of a deal, but this is just the one that I use. It's a duo fiber brush, and I just kind of apply it like this. This also works for contouring. I believe that's what it was made for, but yeah, I like to use it for blush. And then for highlight, I really like the A23 by Anastasia. This is what it looks like. It's a very unique brush. I don't have anything like this. It's just a very small tapered, kind of similar to the e.l.f. setting brush. Not setting brush, I use it for setting, but it's called the blush brush. It's kind of similar in that sense, but it is thinner and it doesn't really kind of come up and in like that. It just kind of flares out. So for applying highlighter, I feel like it's really, really great, and the bristles I believe are synthetic, so they pick up the product really well, especially if it's like a gel or a cream or whatnot. And my favorite highlighter is So Hollywood by Anastasia, and it works really, really well with that. Okay, So this brush is the e.l.f. stipple brush. I really love e.l.f.'s brushes. They're inexpensive, they're just extremely affordable, and they're really high quality. Some of them are really, really great. So if you're ever at Target, check out the e.l.f. line. They have some amazing face brushes. So the stipple brush, what I use this for is when I'm done with contour, blush, and highlight. Sometimes there can be some harsh lines, or it's not completely blended, or the blush and the contour can be fading into each other a little bit better, and this is what I use this brush for, is to kind of fade everything in before I go in with Fix Plus, and that really helps to make everything just look seamless and perfect and lock it in all day. But before I'll go in with Fix Plus, I kind of go in like this, like on the very tip, because you can see that it's a very flat surface. So what I'll kind of do is like use like the straight edge of the brush and just kind of go in and blend everything out to make sure that there are no harsh lines, especially with the highlight. And if you're applying Fix Plus to your brush, when you're applying highlight, sometimes it can get too wet and move things around or create some harsh lines that dry. So this just kind of works to kind of go in and just make sure everything looks perfect and blended, and I think it really does a good job with that. Okay, so we're done with the face brushes. I'm gonna move on to eye brushes. I know I did a similar video like this a little bit ago about my favorite Sigma brushes. I've gotten some more brushes since then, but there are Sigma ones that I still love for sure. So let me talk about those quickly. So this one is my favorite transition brush. So this one is the Sigma E35, and I'll go in with this one first before any other shade, and I'll just kind of slap it into my crease, and that'll be my transition shade. I'll put that down first, and then if I want to go darker for smoky eye or whatnot, then I'll do that. But this is very good with overall blending. And then throughout my eye makeup process, I'll just go in after each shade and use this to blend everything through to make sure that there are no harsh lines and everything is just completely blended and diffused out for a very soft, perfect look. This is really good for that. A good alternative is the Morphe M441. These, I pretty much cannot tell them apart. This is the Sigma one. This is the Morphe one. I mean, they're pretty much identical, and the Morphe one I believe is more affordable. So that's the M441. They do the exact same thing, just different price points. So I love them both. And similarly to that, MAC has a 217 brush, and I love my MAC 217, but the exact same one is made by Sigma, called the E25 blending brush, and that is the silver one, and the MAC has the black end. And they look exactly the same, and they work the same. I just kind of use them in my crease, and it works really well to blend everything out. It's not as fluffy as the E35 or the Morphe 441. So you can see here, that's the Sigma one, and that's the E25. So it's like a little bit longer, and it works well with blending. This works well with blending in just one area, for example, the crease. Okay, so another dupe that I have is the Sigma E30 pencil brush, which is this one, and then Morphe has one which is the M431, which they're pretty much the exact same thing. I will say that the Sigma one is denser, so the Morphe one kind of flops around a little bit more, and this one is just more firm. So when I'm going in with my lower lash line, it's sometimes a little bit easier to apply product, but that's the only thing. It's like a hair of a difference. They're pretty much the exact same thing, but the Morphe one is just more affordable. Normally what I do with these is I'll use the Sigma one for my lower lash line because it is more firm, and then with the Morphe one I will go in and apply my inner corner highlight with some nice bright pearly shade, and it works really, really well for that. Okay, so these are two, so I would say essentially for eye brushes, you're going to need good brushes if you want your eyeshadow to blend out. People ask me all of the time, I don't know why my eyeshadow isn't blending out, and I'm asking, well, what brushes are you using? You know, and it's very essential to have good brushes that work for you and work for your eye shape. So generally, I would recommend the E25 or the MAC 217. So definitely have one of these. If you don't get a transition blending brush like the Morphe M441 or the Sigma E35, get this and it'll do the job because it can blend out transition shades and it can apply in the crease. This one, it's a little harder to blend in the crease because it's bigger. So if you're gonna get one, get the Sigma E25 or the MAC 217. They're pretty much the exact same thing. But essentially, if you want to get the perfect eye brush packet, I would really recommend the Sigma E30 pencil brush or the Morphe one, the Sigma E25, Sigma E35 or the Morphe one, and then these two, which I'm about to talk about right now. And I'll have everything listed down below and what their names are and where to buy them and whatnot. So these two, I feel like you need them. You definitely need them. I've had these for maybe 3 or 4 years now, and I've been washing them after pretty much every single use, and it's been really good. This is the Sigma E55, and I use this to pack shadow onto my lid, and this is the Sigma E70, and I use this to apply highlight right underneath my brow bone to just give that extra pop. So those are the eye brushes that I would definitely recommend. So I have 3 more miscellaneous ones. This one is from Anastasia. This is their number 7 brush, and I use this with the Dip Brow Pomade every single day just to go in and create that angle on my brows, and it works perfectly for that. And it works to create hair-like strokes because I have pretty much no brows. I'll go in with this. This is a random brush I've had for literally years, but you can find any concealer brush that'll work exactly the same. And I'll carve it out with concealer. I normally use the Maybelline Fit Me, the same one that I use for my under eyes. And I'll just carve it out and to just make that line nice and clean and precise. Lastly, I have, this is a new brush from MAC. This is the MAC 221, and I like it for my crease, but I like it even more for nose contour, and it just kind of fits perfectly. I use my Lorac Pro Contour, the light contour shade, and I'll just kind of go in and contour my nose, and then after that, if I need to blend anything out in the crease, then I'll do that. So yeah, those are my favorite brushes. This is what I use on a daily basis. I have some other ones for cut creases or precision ones or anything like that, but these are the main ones that I will use every single day and I would recommend to all of you guys. So like I said, I will have everything listed in the down bar below with all of the links and the prices and everything like that. And I hope that you guys enjoy this video and you guys will check it out. Let me know if you have any of these brushes already or if you're thinking of getting them to improve your eye or face makeup. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and take care. Bye.